This didn't turn out to be the quietest place to take this video. Over to my left in the gym, Clinton and Lawrence are preparing to play in volleyball. Right now, also to my left, a bunch of athletes are working out. The buses from Chesney just got here to play the JV game against the Raiders. And ahead of me, straight ahead, is KC Hanna Stadium, where that will be played. So it's probably a little noisy as Chesney players are now walking from the bus out to the practice field. But anyway, I'm Monte Dutton, and I own LawrenceCountySports.com. And this is my weekly video in which I'll sing a little about last week's games and talk a little about the ones on Friday night. A quick review of last week's games. (24-16), Lawrence won last week. Lawrence won last week, Lord, heading up the peak. Darryl Smith got his first win at the LDH helm, and it feels like it's time to move along. I ain't never been to Blackville. Lawrence Academy knows it well. Crusaders know it well, Lord. They know it well. Lawrence won big last week. They'll be back at home. It feels like it's time to move along. Clinton is not playing indirectly because of sickness. Because of sickness, schedule shuffles all the time. Clinton's not playing this week. Last week they lost to Chapman, and it feels like it's time to take a week off. Oh, I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, Lord, winter's moving on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. Oh, I feel like I've gotta travel on. This week on Friday night in Lawrence County, there are only two games. Both of them, however, are local. And I'm standing about 100 yards from the field of the site of one of them, KC Hanna Stadium, where Lawrence will play host to Aiken. Lawrence is playing Aiken because schedules have been scrambled. This is the Raiders' first non-region game, and they are coming off a victory over Eastside in Region 2 4A. Aiken has played very little because they had to go under quarantine for a while. So this is a good chance for the Raiders to build some momentum, to revive some waning playoff hopes, and come up with a victory over the Green Hornets. It'll probably be a pretty good game just because you expect a team named the Green Hornets to put out a good effort. But then again, Raiders is a fierce nickname as well. Clinton High, everything is convoluted these days, and let me explain why Clinton is not playing on Friday night. Originally, this game was supposed to be against Emerald at Wilder Stadium. However, at the start of the season, the first opponent, Union County, was sidelined by coronavirus. So, meanwhile, Broome was sidelined by coronavirus, so Emerald of Greenwood could not play Broome. So, being cooperative people who wanted to play ball games, they played each other on opening night, and Clinton won a close game. Now, the team they were supposed to play, Union County, was supposed to play opening week, and this is the week that Clinton was supposed to play Emerald. However, it didn't match off. So as it looks right now, Clinton is going to play Union County on October 30th, and so they have to take a week off. And if Lawrence and Clinton do not make the playoffs, either one of them, it's likely that the annual rivalry between the Red Devils and Raiders will take place on the week of the first round of the playoffs. This year, only 2 teams, not 4 from each region, make the playoffs. So there'll be a lot of people whose season ends at the end of the regular season. And so perhaps the Raiders and Red Devils can play again this year, but it's a tough one because we hope that they do make the playoffs, but it's a long shot for both right now. But Clinton and Lawrence have played for each of the last 51 seasons. So the last time they didn't play was 1969. So it's a big price to pay to have that game because they aren't in the playoffs. But at least that'll be a bonus to have the Lawrence County Championship game in lieu of a chance at a state championship game down the line. Lawrence Academy is above 500, 4-3, and they're a week shy of what figures to be a crucial game for them on the road against Wardlaw. This week's opponent is a longtime rival, W.W. King, and Lawrence would have to be considered a heavily favored team. They defeated that team, the King Knights, by a score of 50-6, I think, last year. And so perhaps this game at Todd Kirk Field on Friday night will give the Crusaders a chance to flex their muscles and get ready instead of looking ahead to Wardlaw. Nothing is set in stone in this time of COVID-19. And as I've said before, we all better look out for ourselves because, nobody else is. And it's far from over. So we all keep our fingers crossed and hope for sports to continue. The kids want it badly. The fans want it badly. I want it badly. I have a website that needs sports to run. And I went a long time with a sports website without any sports. However, things have been active and at full throttle this past week. So I hope you'll support the site by checking it out from time to time. And I hope that you'll be interested in advertising. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind it if you advertise this weekly video. I reckon if it impresses you, that might help, and that's my aim. But I'm not any pro at this video stuff. Thanks for watching, thanks for reading the site, and thanks for joining me again next week. This is Monte Dutton, and I hope that everything goes your way because it's so unusual these days.